But you stay away from that damn nigga woman. She's set for judgment, man. She is set for judgment, man. She is set for fucking judgment, man. The Lord has set this woman to be your fucking enemy, man. Right along with the white man. Eve and the serpent. Let this bitch go down with the serpent right now. No eye contact, man. For real, man.
My kids have not eaten 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut no food stamps out.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the scamp. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability check is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching this video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with the serpent, or any such come nigh wild beasts? Okay, shalom, shalom. Call Halaimla, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash, as well as a double honors upon to the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone. Lord willing, this video be edifying, titled Mission Accomplished, Eve's Bitter End. Okay, and that mission accomplished was her linking up with the serpent. Okay, Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible speaks of, to, team up. She basically walked hand and foot with this man to destroy her own nation. Now look, your neighborhoods is all, impoverished, filled with gangs and war zones and death and YNs and prostitutes everywhere. This is the fruits that you did of that strong and independent shit, okay? And this is Eve's bitter end. And I find it spiritual as well, the term or the phrase bitter end, because we know America, its root words, back in several languages, starting with Hebrew, Italian, as well as Spanish. The root word of that means bitter, of America, okay? And this is America's end. This is Eve's end. It's a bitter end, okay? And ain't nobody trusted in the shadow of modern day Egypt more than the so-called black woman. Well, what happened to that INDEPENDENT spirit, okay? A couple of songs, that Webby song, as well as the Neo, Miss Independent. All of a sudden, what happened to that independent shit, all that tough talk, okay? Anyone can be big and bad when you have an entire system uplifting and supporting you. Well, that serpent is coming to pay. He's coming to bite you in the ass. And now you out here looking goofy, okay? So we not feeling bad for majority of these women. It is what it is, okay? Let's just get right to it. And Salakia, this intro I got was from the elder Jeremiah of GMS Chicago, okay? About, Esau and Eve are set for judgment, and we're seeing it. We got this government shutdown, and these, all these little goodies, these little benefits these women have spent decades just drinking, getting drunk off, are now cut. They're being froze. They're being halted. And Eve is panicking. Okay, she thought she had all the answers. But the warning has been sent out for years, for decades, okay, that this day would come. And now, Lord willing, this shutdown continues. All right, and we gonna see how strong and independent these women is in that day. All right. So let's get to it. Lord willing, this be edifying. Let's start with Ecclesiasticus, stay in the book of Sirach, the 25th chapter, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And going back to this thumbnail, shout out to Chat GPT. Okay, where this is like a Twilight Zone episode. And any brothers that any Akim ever seen anything of the old black and white show, The Twilight Zone, typically, someone will make a deal with the devil and not know it. And then they get lifted up with pride. They become an enemy to everyone around them. And then at the end of the episode, boom, the devil come to collect. And then they looking stupid and realize, oh shit, I done fucked up. I just signed a deal with the devil and it's too damn late. This is a literal real time Twilight Zone episode of the fall of Eve, the fall of the arrogant, narcissistic, cantankerous, too proud so-called black woman. Okay, now the devil's come to collect. He don't need you women no more. You done already helped destroy your own families, destroy your own homes, destroy your sons, your daughters, all your relationships. You assed out by yourself. Okay, so he don't need you no more. And now he helped you create that problem, and now here he comes with the solution, sending in all these troops within all these neighborhoods and inner cities. It's payback time. You got bit and beguiled by the serpent once again, and we're witnessing this. This is amazing to see. Because Eve being joined unto Esau's system, she's become a direct enemy unto us. Let's get this. Isaiah 32 in the BBE. I'll start at verse 9. Well, all the highlighted ones. Give ear to my voice, you women who are living in comfort. Give attention to my words, you daughters who have no fear of danger. In not much more than a year, you who are not looking for evil will be troubled, for the produce of the vine gardens will be cut off, and there will be no getting in of the grapes. Talking about all these little food stamps, your WIC, your SNAP, your Section 8, all the, government titty milk they've been getting drunk off, all that's getting cut off. Okay? And now what's she gonna do? Because she's strong and independent, but really this whole time she's been the number one dependent on Esau's system, and now his system, he's cutting it off. Okay? He's the devil. He ain't never gave a damn about you women, and now y'all seeing it. Verse 11, be shaking with fear, you women who are living in comfort. Be troubled, you who have no fear of danger. Take off your robes and put in clothing of grief. Have sorrow for the fields, the pleasing fields, the fertile vine, and the land of my people where thorns will come up, even for all the houses of joy in the glad town. And I'm a well-traveled truck driver. You go to the most dangerous ass cities in Babylon the Great America, you gonna see a bunch of prideful ass so-called black women with no fear. They in a war zone. Jake looking around at his surroundings. Jake know it could go down anytime, anywhere. Okay, but Eve walk around with complete impunity. Well, them days is over, because pretty soon we already see Trump sending all these agents in different law enforcement agencies, militarized law enforcement agencies into these cities. That's the beginning of the end of 911 and the police. These women ain't gonna have no benefit of calling the police in that day. Okay, it's getting real bad, and the Lord just turning it up. It's getting worse and worse and worse. But all of this is because she's made that deal with the devil, and now he's coming to collect. Let's go back to this in the KJV, but verse 8 of Isaiah 32. But the liberal deviseth liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. And one of those main liberal things of Esau Edom is feminism. I'm gonna give you Section 8, I'm gonna give you welfare, I'm gonna give you all this government assisted housing and goodies and benefits, and you gonna be the most educated woman on the planet and all this BS. As long as you keep that nigga out the house, them niggas ain't no good. Keep that man out the house. You don't need them. You're independent. Okay, you can do it all by yourself. All right, well, hey, as the saying goes, you can do bad all by yourself. Well, we finna see, and this is decades of this, and the scriptures speak on your children is basically gonna grow up to be cut down without the man in the house, without the fathers of the home. And now you created generations of YNs. We got Owens, we got old niggas with face tattoos and just walking around, a bunch of little harlots walking around. This is what happens This is the fruits of single motherhood. Job 14 at the top. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. He cometh forth like a flower and is cut down. He fleeth also as a shadow and continueth not. And you say, especially Jake, because Jake, due to being under these curses, the men of Israel, starting with Judah on down, fall by the sword in these streets. Well, the day is coming where we're 911 and all this simp enforcement Eve done had to protect her ass in these most dangerous ass cities in America. They not gonna come to her aid no more. She gonna be asked out by herself too. And what did this also create? It create a bunch of a prison population, basically. All these breeding grounds for future prison slaves. Okay, these Section 8s, these project buildings of all these single mothers created nothing but future prisoners, where Esau can then send your future sons and daughters to get free labor, going basically back to chattel slavery. Okay, this is the fruits of Eve signing that contract with the serpent. Isaiah 42 verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. And I've been to a prison, a jail in Houston, Texas before. I ain't see no so-called Chinese people in there. I didn't see no so-called Indian people there. I seen nothing but so-called black men and Mexican men, so-called, okay? But the majority of prisoners were raised in what? Single mother homes, all right? And just like, let's get this, in Lamentations, Eve, she's entering the days of lamenting. She's lamenting for the teats, but they ain't gonna come. It's too damn late. And this is what you get for trusting in the devil, Esau, Edom. Because there's this scripture right here, Lamentations 2. Okay, this is talking about all these heathen nations. This matches up with Psalms 83, starting with Esau, Edom, and the rest of these heathen nations conspiring to take down us as a nation. This is the day they looked for. Let me read this. Lamentations 2:16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it. Okay, well, Eve, she's joined up with our biggest opposition, Esau, Edom. She's become our biggest enemy. Okay, so we have looked for the day of her downfall too. Just like these nations have looked for the downfall of Israel, well, Eve has become hand in hand with the serpent, the devil. Okay, the number one opposition of our nation. So we've been looking for her downfall too, and we not feeling bad. Okay, all these prideful ass women, strong and independent single mothers, all of a sudden, want to cry and look for sympathy. Is way too damn late for that shit. Y'all done been warned for decades that this would come. And once again, Thawadi Yahweh Yahushai is straight judgment. Proverbs 1 verse 20 through 27. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse. In the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Also, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you. Okay, and that's what we're seeing. Ain't nobody gonna feel bad for these strong and independent women. Okay, the Lord not only sent men of the Lord, obviously, to give this gospel, but there has been you got the whole manosphere movement. You had Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor. You had all these men on the internet, the MGTOW movement, speaking against you women and joining up in this satanic demonic system to take down your own men, to destroy your own families. Okay, and what'd y'all do? You laughed at it. Okay, well, Galatians 6 verse 7, that what a man reap, that's what he shall sow. The Lord is not mocked. Okay, roughly paraphrasing, and that's come full 60 degrees on a y'all. This is Isaiah 13 got a few more. You know, speaking on the straight levels of pride these women done walked through, okay, while Esau was holding them up, okay, but those swim trunks, what are they, those floaties is getting popped, and now you in the ocean all by yourself. Isaiah 13 verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Jump down to verse 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. And ain't nobody been joined unto the system of Esau Edom, the system of feminism, the system of single motherhood, okay, more than the so-called black woman and on down to the rest of the tribes. Eve, the 12 tribes, okay? So hey, oh, you didn't need a man in that day? Well, I bet a lot of these men, the worse and worse shit gets out here, is going to start looking a lot better in your eyes. And that's when a lot of these women going to get rejected. It's going to be too damn late, okay? Isaiah 30 will go 1 through 3. Trusting in the shadow of Egypt, trusting in the government system of America, and your food stamps, and your Section 8, and your welfare. Well, all that's getting cut off. Woe to the rebellious children, said the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Okay, and this place is one giant ball of confusion. You got the woman usurping authority above the man. You got all this rainbow shit is Babylon, okay? But as the scriptures say, Babylon is now sitting in the dust. It's sitting in confusion. And these people, you know, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, these women, they don't got no understanding. The Lord didn't give them wisdom. So, you know, they going to be seeking men of the Lord in particular with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But a lot of them is going to get rejected because they've been an enemy, okay? They going to see it. But before we get, you know, close off on Micah 7 and 10, let's get this in Jeremiah, the 4th chapter, verse 30 and 31. This is a parable speaking at, you know, the nation of Israel as a whole. But we can also, you know, symbolize this talking about the women of our nation. Okay, Jeremiah 4 verse 30 and 31. And when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou clothest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thee with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee, they will seek thy life. For I have heard a voice as of a woman in travail, and the anguish as of her that bringeth forth her first child. The voice of the daughter of Zion, that bewaileth herself, that spreadeth her hands, saying, woe is me now, for my soul is worried because of murderers. All right, and all these little YNs that y'all done did such a good job of raising in wickedness, they gonna be let loose in these streets, and there ain't gonna be no 911. It ain't gonna be no ambulance coming, okay, and no paramedics. All right, and then what? Okay, it's gonna be straight up hell. And a lot of these troops, you know, these different troop agencies, they not gonna be following no constitution and law. They gonna get their chunk of flesh too. And then who's gonna come and ain't what Eminem say? Superman ain't saving shit. You gonna be asked out in that day. Okay, and a lot of the few men that are left and alive, you know, that you come to run to seek help, they gonna spit in your face because y'all done walked around with great pride and arrogance and impunity. Well, there's a judgment for that. The Lord says he hates a proud look, and pride goeth before destruction. Micah 7 verse 10, we enter in this right now. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. And what's the saying? She's for the streets. Okay, well, she lived in pleasure in the streets, and she gonna die in the streets. Okay, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. All right, these women is gonna be a major target in the streets of America when all hell breaks loose. I hope this was edifying. Shalom.